Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to this consumer YouTube channel. Well, if you pay thousands of dollars over more than 10 years, expecting to get privacy at a certain resort by the ocean, you would certainly think you will be getting that privacy, right? What would be your attitude towards the whole situation if suddenly that privacy escapes you? Well, let's hear Randall and his story about the company called Festiva that's kind of telling us about a very similar situation with privacy, timeshares, and resorts. Enjoy the video and stay tuned for more. Your comments are always welcome.
Well, actually, that's my question. What did I pay $12,960 for? Because I'm coming to the conclusion that this is what I bought. Nothing except an obligation to pay them money every year for the rest of my life. And when we die, my kids get to do it. So my issue with the company, my complaint says, Mr. Festiva, could you please explain to me what I bought April 4th, 2005 for $12,960 plus fees, which I didn't add. I thought I was buying exclusive right to a private members only resort. I should probably start at the beginning, but we were pretty happy with our timeshare for the first 10 years or 11 years. And then the people we bought it from gave up management to a company called Festiva Development Company. Next year, after they took over, we went down there and they arranged a meeting with us and they tried to sell us their new points system in exchange for my week of timeshare. And the pressure was really high. We got pulled into this little room and they would not let go of us till we signed papers, which we eventually did. And the next day we thought, boy, we made a mistake. So we rescinded that and gave them back all the information they had given us. And I think that may have irritated them, because the following year we went down there and the unit they gave us was in a horrible condition. Every time I go down there, I write up a list of things that are broken or not right, and I give it to management so they know that I didn't do it, the people before me did, because they can charge me if they think I broke something. They have my credit card. They can charge me for anything they want to. So I always make a point of noting what's wrong with the unit. And that year, they were really slow to address any problems that I had on that list. They actually even suggested that I might be not telling them the truth, which really irritates me. I'm as honest as they come. So the next day, we decided to stay around the unit because we knew we had all these stuff and maintenance would be coming along, and nobody ever showed up. So the day after that, I go up and, hey, what's wrong? Maintenance didn't come along, and they claimed that we weren't there. We were there all day. They couldn't get in because we weren't there. Well, we might have been out by the pool, but we were there all day. The unit was, there was a broken lampshade, the microwave's not working, the coffee table was gone. Wasn't even there like it's supposed to be. The toilet was running constantly, not just a drip. I would say a couple gallons a minute pouring out of that toilet, and if it was my toilet, I would have shut it off a long time ago. But it it sat there and developed a mineral stain from it running. It must have been running for weeks and weeks before I got there. Anyway, there's a light. You go into the shower to take a shower, and there's a light up in the ceiling. It didn't have a cover on it, which is a code violation, in my opinion. If you've ever seen a light bulb that gets splashed with water, boom, it bursts. Glass comes flying down in your shower when you're naked. So that's really bad. So we went out to the swimming pool, and there's a little waterfall there. It's not working. There's music out at the swimming pool. It was not working. The furniture out there had to have been 10, 12 years old. It's all sunburned and rotting. The door, exterior door, it was very dirty. My wife even went out and cleaned it, and this is what it looked like after she cleaned the door. It's disgusting. You don't even want to touch this stuff. So, as I was saying before, we called down there in January, and we paid our maintenance fee. You can't reserve anything until that's paid. So we pay our maintenance fee, and we called down to reserve a unit in September. That's 9 months in the future. And the unit we wanted to stay in, they tell us it's unavailable. So we finally got a place near there, one floor above the unit we wanted. Actually, we wanted the ground floor right by the swimming pool, and it was unavailable. So we took the unit above it, and when we get down there, we noticed there's nobody in it. The entire week we were there, no one was in that unit that we requested and got denied. So I'm like, what's going on here? Why were we denied? So I did a little looking into the situation there, and I discovered that Festiva Development Company is renting out units to the general public. And I'm like, they're holding their best units out for rent to anybody, which means we're not in a private exclusive resort anymore. It's for rent. It's a motel now. So I'm like, well, I hope they're charging as much as we pay a year for that 1 week. So I look into it, and on Trivago's website, they're renting. I looked up next September, and here's what I found. There we go. It's they're renting 7 nights at the same resort that we stay at for $388. My maintenance fee is $850 a year, and it's going up to $9. So this is less than half than I pay to stay there. Do you see the steam coming out of my ears yet? So I said, it's time we sell and get out of here. And I get on the internet to see what my week is selling for. And I got it right here. eBay has it listed for auction on their site. It's been on there for a month, and there's 2 days left to bid on it. They're asking $1, and no one has bid on it. My unit's worthless. My time is worthless. I paid $12,960, and I don't know what I paid for. I got a special assessment for our timeshare. They want another. We're not sure if it's $450 or $900. They seem confused about it. There's got to be some way out of this. I'm trapped. So I start looking at these sell my timeshare deals on the internet, and there's plenty of them out there. They all want $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 in advance before they put it on their listings. Gotten to know the Better Business Bureau pretty good. I've been checking all of them out, and none of them has a good rating. The last one we looked at was a C- according to BBB. So then, well, here's the last one we looked at. I got on their website to see what they're selling my unit, and sure enough, they've got the same unit I have, and they're asking $1 for it. $1. And they can't even get anybody to pay that. So then I looked into these timeshare elimination companies, which don't sell your timeshare. They negate your contract. You see this guy quite often. He gets a lot of publicity. They do a lot of advertising, but he wants $5,000 to $8,000 to eliminate your contract. I'm not going to pay that. What I did was I got on to the Better Business Bureau's website, and I filed a claim with them. And I've got their case number right here. They've responded. They wanted me to sign a paper giving them authority to look into it, which is good. Oh, by the way, I looked up some of these elimination and sell my timeshares. BBB says don't trust them. And I've looked up Festiva on their website, the BBB. They give Festiva Development an F rating. They're not accredited, and they've got lots and lots of complaints from them. So I'm kind of stuck here. I don't really know what to do.
Now, for how many years approximately you would say you had useful and pleasant experience out of owning this timeshare?
I would say 10 or 11 years. We got a good use out of it. We brought our kids down, grandkids. We're about 3 miles from Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld. We've been to all those places and taken our kids and grandkids to them. But the main thing we like to do when we're there in Kissimmee is we go to Cocoa Beach on the Atlantic coast, and we go over to Clearwater Beach on the Gulf Coast, and it's an hour to Cocoa Beach and an hour and a half to Clearwater, which is very nice beach.
When the issues started, like these issues that you were telling me about, the room, that things were missing, broken, neglected, dirty, chipped, just it stopped looking like a private, secluded, nice resort area anymore. When you contacted these folks, noting on this and letting them know that this is not the way to do business, what did they tell you? How did they behave? Did they apologize? Did they try to offer you something? Like, what was their reaction?
Well, they snub you basically. Here's I got on TripAdvisor's website, and I want to show you some of the reviews I found on there. Just look at the headlines. Fantasy World 2 stay was not a good one. Where am I at? There we go. Beware, do not book. This is on TripAdvisor. Horrible experience. Not what expected. Badly needs upgrading on the same page. Now, these are not my complaints, they're other people's. And this one says simply dirty.
Sir, let me ask you this, please. Hypothetically, if Festiva decides to do something to honor your complaint and to help you out in this situation, what can they do now to help you?
I have asked Festiva to take back my deed. They don't need to pay for it, just take it. I don't want to be there anymore. And they say they don't do that. They won't take it back.